For years, the world has watched an apparent rivalry unfold between the United States and China, with stories of espionage, trade restrictions, and military tensions filling the headlines. But is this tension genuine, or is it merely a facade for a deeper, more complex collaboration? One striking contradiction in the US-China relationship is the extensive economic interdependence. Despite political tensions, much of America's manufacturing relies on China. From electronics to everyday goods, China remains the primary producer for numerous American companies, including iconic brands like Apple, which manufactures its iPhones in Chinese factories. If the US truly saw China as a formidable threat, would it continue to build such an extensive and critical dependency on Chinese manufacturing? American officials frequently express concerns about Chinese espionage, pointing to companies like Huawei and TikTok as potential security threats. However, these warnings are seemingly at odds with the vast array of American companies operating in China, sharing technology and resources. If China truly posed an imminent threat, why allow such deep integration of American industry within its borders? Some argue that the conflict is merely a tool to shape public perception. By promoting the image of an external adversary, both nations can justify military expenditures, economic policies, and political agendas that would otherwise face public scrutiny. Is this rivalry just a scripted act, played out on the world stage to keep the citizens of both nations focused on external issues rather than internal problems? As globalization continues, the lines between national economies blur, creating a global market where competition and cooperation are often intertwined. Some theorists propose that the US and China are two pillars of the same global system, each performing roles that support the greater economic structure. Could the rivalry be less about conflict and more about sustaining a balance of power that serves elite interests on both sides? Could it be that the US-China conflict is more of a calculated performance designed to distract and influence rather than a true rivalry? This rivalry is nothing more than theatre, orchestrated by a select few who truly hold the reins of power. The world itself is controlled by a small, powerful elite who manipulate entire nations to serve their agenda. If this is the case, what does it mean for the future of international relations? And how much of our world is shaped by the interests of those behind the scenes? And in this hidden game of power, what price might the ordinary people of both nations and the world ultimately pay?